Well, hello, everybody. Jeff Cowan here from Jeff Cowan's Pro Talk. You know, the guy that's trained more successful service advisors and service employees than anybody else on the planet. You can check that out. It's a fact. Well, I'm back here today with a new edition of my podcast entitled Write Service, Write Your Own Paycheck, the path to making over $100,000 a year when writing service in the automotive industry. And at this very recording, just over 20% of you are doing just that. You're making $100,000 a year or more. But that means that nearly 80% of you are not. So what do we do about that? What do you do about that? Well, I recommend you watch this podcast. Go back and watch all my previous podcasts. There's over 100 of them. Go to my website, automotiveservicetraining.com. Again, automotiveservicetraining.com. And between those two places alone, you'll find all the techniques, tactics, word tracks, and processes you need to become the absolute best that you can be and get in that $100,000 a year club. Because like I always say, if you're going to do this job, why do it for anything less than you have to? That's the way I think. Well, like I said, I'm back here today with a new edition of my podcast, and I'm going to stick to the format I've been on here for the last several weeks, where I'm taking these quotes. If you follow me, you know I send a daily quote every day, where I take these quotes and I break them down for you and show you the meaning and how you can apply it to your life and become the best you can be. So today I've got a really fun quote. It's simply this one. One of the quickest ways to lose sales today is to think about tomorrow's sales today. So what I'm really saying here is simply this. You have to focus. You have to focus at the task at hand. Now, this is one of the mistakes that I see a lot of advisors make and salespeople in general make, is they get to work and their mind's not really in the game. They're really not here. They're worrying about something that's going on at home. They're worrying about something that's going to happen tonight. They're worrying about something that's going to happen tomorrow. They start thinking about tomorrow's customers or the parts that are coming in or whatever, and they're not here in the moment. And if you're going to be truly successful in any form of sales, you have to be focused and you have to be in the moment. You have to give it your all 100% right now where you are. So the question becomes, how do you stay focused? Well, I'm going to show you 5 tips that help me. It's helped thousands of other salespeople, and it will help you as well. So number 1, how to stay focused. Make it known that you're at work to work. Now, I'm not asking you to be antisocial. I'm not telling you to not talk to your other employees and your coworkers and your bosses and stuff. But what I'm saying is make it known that I am here to work. So you can get in a short conversation with them, but let them know if you're in a conversation that's going on too long, just let them know, you know, this is a great conversation and I'd like to continue this conversation, so maybe we can talk about it while we're on lunch break or at the end of the day once the shop closes up. But right now, I've got stuff I've got to do. Now, this may sound like kind of a mean-spirited attitude to have, but it's not. It's work that allows you to earn the income that you have to get the lifestyle that you're looking for. Pay your house payment, feed your kids, educate your kids, make your car payment and the like. So you got to make it known, I am here to work. You can still be nice, but you're here to work. Number 2, schedule time slots. Schedule time slots for various things you're doing throughout the day. Now, this is pivotal. I mean, the most successful service advisors I know do this. What do I mean? Well, when they come in the morning, they've already set aside 1 to 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, 7 to 9, maybe 7 to 10, where all they're focused on is writing up the new customers coming in today. That's where their mindset is. They're not worried about what happened yesterday. They're not worried about what's going to happen tomorrow. They're not worried about parts coming in. They're not worried about technicians, managers, and a bunch of other stuff. They're focused on the task at hand, which is writing customers up. As the day progresses, they schedule time to talk to technicians. As the day progresses, they schedule time where they make phone calls on groups of tickets. Now, what do I mean by that? Instead of making a phone call to a customer, giving them the update on what's going on, and then getting off the phone and going doing something else, they'll take 4 or 5 customers, 6 customers, 7 customers. They'll gather the tickets together. They'll kind of block themselves off from everything that's going on around them, and they'll make one phone call after another. They get themselves in the information giving mode and the sales mode. Once you get in that mode, it's very easy to make things happen. So they schedule time for various activities. They schedule time, they set it aside in the afternoon to call customers up, one right after another, come and get your vehicle. They schedule time slots in the afternoon to deliver the cars back and the lights. So schedule various times to do various activities. You'll be surprised how well that will work for you. Now, the pushback I get here is, Jeff, that's nearly impossible to do. It's not. It's just changing your habits and the way you think. It's very easy to do. And by the way, we've got a whole plan for that, and unfortunately I don't have time here in this format to go into and teach you the whole hour-long process it takes to do that, but if you have any questions about it, give us a call. I'll talk to you about it all day long. Number 3, Leave home at home and cell phones alone. Leave home at home and cell phones alone. Now, again, like I was saying earlier, I see so many service advisors come in and they're not really here. You know, maybe there's something going on at home. Maybe somebody's sick. Maybe the dog's ill. Maybe there was an issue with the house. Maybe you and your spouse got into a little tiff this morning and your mind's not here. Or maybe it's something positive. Maybe you're all excited because you're getting a brand new stereo put in your backyard. Or maybe you're getting a brand new TV hung on the wall. Or there's a vacation coming up. And you start focusing on that, and your mind's not really here. None of those things matter. It's what happens here is what's going to allow those other things to take care of themselves. You have to be here. So leave home at home. Now, what we're talking here may sound hard. This is a problem I used to have. I used to bring everything with me and carry it around with me all day long. But it's really just a discipline. It's deciding that I wanted more. I wanted to be the best. And when I was at work, I needed to be at work. So I leave home at home. When it comes to cell phones, let me address that. Your personal cell phone is just that. It has nothing to do, or very little to do, with work. And you have to establish times that you're going to be on your cell phone. For example, here's what I do. Here's what thousands of successful salespeople do. Here's what thousands of successful service advisors should do. And here's what you should do. My cell phone goes off at 7 o'clock. What I mean is 7 o'clock in the morning. I take my phone, I shut it off, and I lock it away in a desk drawer, or I lock it away in my car, and I do not touch it. I do not look at it. I do not do anything with it until lunchtime if I take a lunch break. If I'm on a lunch break, then I will call my wife and see if everything's going okay. I'll look at it and see if there's any texts, and I handle everything during that lunch break, and then I turn it off and I lock it away. The next time I get it out is typically the end of the day. I'm walking out of the office, I call my wife and say, I'm on my way home. Is there anything I need to pick up, anything I need to do? I look at my text and emails and see if there's anything that I need to do on the way home. But that's the only 3 times I pay attention to that phone. And smart service advisors and salespeople do the same thing. That's the only time they bother and look at their personal cell phones. Now, why am I so animated about this and so on and so passionate about it? Because what's going on that personal cell phone has nothing to do with work. Now, the pushback I get here is, well, Jeff, what happens if there's an emergency and somebody needs to get a hold of me? One of the kids gets sick, the wife needs help, or something else is going on. Then you set up an emergency plan. Here's what my emergency plan is. Look, I'm not going to have that personal cell phone on me. It's going to be locked away in a drawer. So if there's an emergency in my mind is somebody's bleeding, okay? Somebody's bleeding. Then I give them a number. I give my wife a number to call. It's my assistant. You call her. You call and you tell her it's an emergency, and she will find me. And the same thing, when I was writing service, I did do the same thing. Look, if you need, or when I'm doing training, if you need to get a hold of me, here's the receptionist number. You would call there and say there's an emergency, and they will immediately come and get me. And I tell those receptionists, look, my family should never call in. But if they call in, it's because it's an emergency. And if they tell you it's an emergency, you come and get me, and no matter what I'm doing, you interrupt me. But when it comes to my personal cell phone, I lock it away, and I leave home at home. Number 4, leave 5 to 15 minutes of each hour with nothing planned. Now, this may be a little bit tough, especially in the mornings for advisors to do. But again, 5 minutes is not that much. 15 may be a little bit too many for you. And so what I do is I kind of bend this rule myself, and I just set aside an hour every day. An hour every day where there's nothing planned. And then as I go through the day, if I need 5 minutes here, I take it. If I need 10 here, I take it. I need 20 here, I take it. I set an hour away where there's nothing planned. I set it off to the side where there's nothing planned. So if I need that time for something, it's not interrupting my other plans and my workflow for today. And then finally, number 5, master the art of being in control. That's really what I'm talking about here. If you can do these first 4 things, you're controlling your day. You're controlling your work environment. You're controlling your life. You're controlling your success. You're controlling your career. You need to learn to master the art of control. If you do the first 4 things, number 5 becomes extremely easy to do. So, with that, I want to let you know, I appreciate you watching this today and listening to this. I want to remind you that we offer all kinds of training. So if you're looking for training from Jeff Cowan's Pro Talk, We do it all. You just simply dial 1-800-248-2931, 1-800-248-2931, and anybody that picks up the phone can tell you how we can help you out. You can also go to automotiveservicetraining.com. Again, automotiveservicetraining.com. And anybody and when you get there at automotiveservicetraining.com, all the information you need about us will be right there. So this is Jeff Cowan signing off, saying thank you for watching me. Make it a great day. God bless you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. Take care.